Hello,
Hello,
hello.
sir.
Hello, 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 sir.
Welcome. Welcome, sir. Nice to see you.
Nice,
Thank you.
nice to
Thank you so very much. It's
You're
good
looking
seeing you
smart.
guys.
And yeah, you're looking smart.
Well, thank
yes,
you.
yes. You're always smart. So,
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. My name is Waseem Anwar from Lahore, Pakistan, and with me, Ayesha Asim from Karachi, Pakistan. She's my co-host in this session, and today live is very going to very wonderful and excited, full of excitement. We are again yet back with an interesting and useful talk show, starting with one of the most dynamic men in on passive. He's known for his efforts in on passive. You must all seen him in events at events and webinars. We are fortunate to have access to knowledge and experiences of the man who possesses a wealth of knowledge and have the goal of transforming the lives of others. Without wasting time, everyone know him. I would like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, sir, from USA. Hello, sir. So this is the
Hello.
formal welcome. So thank you very much. You joined this session. You gave me your precious time. You want to say something, Aisha?
Yes, sir, I'm really happy and excited to be here. And you are really dedicated founder. And I have seen your see you in webinars and your sharings. And I really liked the interview you had with Sir Waseem last year.
Hmm.
And I really have to say that you haven't changed much. You're just you're,
Yes.
you're just the same. Yes.
Yes,
So
it was wonderful. It was
yeah,
wonderful interview. Beside this, we have done
mhm.
a Q&A session, and almost more than 1 year, sir. Time is
Yeah.
going very fast. 18 July 2022, we conducted the interview last year. So now 29 August. So more than 1 year. So how you
But
feel,
Wow.
yeah,
sir?
yes.
So we'll post the link of previous interview in this recording video, YouTube recording. So let's start this session. So, sir, my first question is, can you briefly introduce yourself and share your background in the U.S. Army, and how did you transition from your military career to being involved with the AI technology company?
Wow, absolutely. Well, I mean, man, where do you start with that? That's uh, back probably before the turn of the century. I was active with the military, and I ended up going the full stint and doing a retirement from U.S. Army. Uh, that actually ended, and I took the retirement the year or two before on passive actually came on online, so to speak. That was back in 2017, 2018, that time frame. What transitioned me was just I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go online. I wanted to become an online person. Um, Before that, my entire life had been in management and human resources, and hiring and running businesses and stuff like that. But I'd gotten out of it and I was done. And then my military was done, so I didn't have to do that anymore. I was just waiting to start collect the pension. And up on the horizon came on passive. That was a year after I had first started looking at all sorts of things, and I had gotten involved in two other online marketing programs that were, I believe, very good programs. I think they're still running today. I am not running them. Once I got into on passive, I let both of those go by the wayside. I could, my guess is I can go open them back up and see what they're doing, but they have long been dormant. So that's kind of how I got to where I am and getting into on passive. Now, when that happened, I was not, and I'm still not what I would consider at least a multi-level marketer or anything like that. I just, I mean, I like learning and I like all sorts of neat things and everything electronic, everything digital. I'm a big fan of. So when I got into On Passive, uh, I tried learning as much as I could about it, and everything that I learned, I just kind of put together, and that became the ebook. Once I had gotten Mr. Mufar's attention, or he had learned more about me, then he had actually reached out, and we started talking. And as a result, he encouraged me to put together some of the earliest actually, PowerPoints for On Passive. Um, I was very instrumental in doing that sort of thing, and then turning the PowerPoints over to the people that were doing the webinars. And at that time, that was Mr. Mufar and Cindy Hopkins and some others that were very active back at that time. And for the next several months there, beginning in 2018, the latter part of 2018, Mr. Mufara was encouraging me to become a lot more, and as a result, I opened up the YouTube. I started doing videos. I started writing scripts for Mr. Mufara, for on passive scripts for videos, and that's how I really got involved in it all. And the rest, as they say, is history. So here we are today.
Great, great, sir. Great, sir. Sir,
Great. Yes, sir.
sir, as we all know, you create good marketing videos as you are motivational speaker as well. Do you have any past, any kind of marketing experience? And what is your plan or marketing strategy for the future?
I don't really have Waseem any excuse me, any marketing experience per se. Um, when as we move forward, the beauty of On Passive, in my opinion, is that you really don't need any marketing experience. You don't have to be somebody that understands how to bring programs together to make them work to be successful. Programs like your web building, your email or bulk emailing or marketing, or how to track these things, or anything. You don't need to know any of that, because that's part of the magic of On Passive, is that they're doing it for us. As long as we have the right mindset and the right heart, and we go at this thing in the right way, then Mr. Mufar has created a company that will allow us to be very successful, almost to the point of forcing our success despite our inadequacies. So I don't have any previous marketing per se, except for what I've learned in the last few years, which seems to be rather substantial. But in moving forward, I don't really have a written plan or marketing, an executable marketing plan for what I intend to do. With the exception of just relying on what On Passive is bringing to the table for us, so that we can pick and choose whatever is nearest and dearest to us, right? Through all the things that they have, all of the resources, the products that they are, specifically the digital products within the ecosystem, they are so varied and so diverse that each and every one of us, whether we're a founding member or not, anybody coming in today or a year ago even, or as a founding member, can choose any of these resources, and they will be able to match those resources against what jazzes them up. That's kind of a word that I use. I say I get jazzed up. That means, I kind of get goosebumps, and I get tingly, and I get excited thinking about some of the things that we're going to be able to be doing that will allow us to express what is dear to us, so that we can help those around us in our communities, in our families, and such like that. On Passive is making a way for that to happen for the individual, for the little guy, as they say. So you don't really need to have any real marketing experience, and they're going to be able to kind of catapult you into an arena where your success is somewhat of a foregone conclusion.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. You are correct. In on passive, we don't no need to have any marketing experience. As our slogan, we are in it to win it. So we are all win here. So, sir, let's move our question to our next favorite topic, commission. So, sir, what is a billing cycle as our CEO explained it? And please elaborate about the 100% commission a founder will receive in billing cycle.
Well, obviously money is it's something near and dear to our hearts. There's not a
Yes.
lot of us probably that would deny that we originally got into on passive or any marketing area to make money. I mean, that's the name of the game. We need to make sure that we have shoes for our children, food on the table, a roof over our head, that sort of thing. So at the very basic level, yeah, we're looking to get paid. um, More than that, though, when we start talking about on passive and what on passive is created and what on passive has as far as giving us an ability to be successful, giving us the potential at least to become more successful than we have been, to the point where we no longer have to worry about paying the electric bill or making sure there's food on the table, things like that. Once we know that those are met, then the whole on passive ecosystem and on passive in general now works as a resource for us to go beyond that and not necessarily think about who we are and what we need as a person or a family. But now that we've got excuse me, enough to pay the bills, enough to make sure that we're satisfied and we've got enough for next month's rent, then we can start looking at what are things that we can do with the excess that we are going to be earning that is going to help those around us that are not as as fortunate as we are. What we want to then do is start looking around so that we can lift those up that are around us, right? Our next door neighbors, those in our churches, our communities, our synagogues, those folks that have less than we do, we want to be able to lift them up without an expectation. In other words, we're not giving them something so that we get something in return. What we want to do is take from the abundance that on passive is going to be providing us and giving to them freely, just to lift up our fellow man. And in this way, we go back to our mission of lifting humanity. Now, when you talk about commissions, then you talk directly at the earning potential using the resources, the products, the services, right? We are a software as a service company. So primarily what we're referring to is the digital ecosystem and the digital products within that ecosystem. There are other legs of on passive that will be providing more commission, more earnings to us, but that too will be split into a couple of different arenas. The first arena being off to the left is going to be the group of founders and what on passive will be doing as special benefits for them. And on the other side, you're going to have those folks that are coming in as users and resellers and what on passive will do to help them. So we are, as founders, we are in a very unique, a very elite club, if you will. I hate to put it that way, but we are in a very, very good position. Now, when we talk about sales within the commission structure, hush up. My dog's barking crazy, going nuts. When we talk about sales, when we look at, say, for instance, O Connect. O Connect is going to be the first product that's going to go out into the commercial world. It's going to be the ones bringing funding back into on passive. It'll be the first one. It is a flagship product. For those of your viewers that do not know, it is a web conferencing platform. It is destined, in my opinion, to be the dominant, superior web conferencing platform in the world. And it will stay that way simply because one of those other legs that I referred to earlier that OnPassive will have as a revenue center is going to be the innovation labs. And excuse me, one moment. Thank you. And those innovation labs are going to have and do have now engineers and web developers. They have techs. They have people that are going to be upgrading and developing more technologies. And as we move forward, all of these things are going to get upgrades on a regular basis. So we will always be ahead of and in the forefront of the market. So having said that, when we look at the actual commissions that we're going to be looking for once these products come to light, with the founders, specifically, I'll talk about what Mr. Mufara talked about, and that was with, the first sale that we have, that 100% of that first sale is going to go right back into the wallet. And that simply means that OnPassive is not getting a fee from that. They're not getting any commissions. They're not getting any profit from that first sale. It's going back, and that automatically puts us as a business person in the green, so to speak, where we no longer have money in the game. Now we've broken even and we've started making money. Basically, it means that you're 100% paid up. So, I mean, life is good. The following month, again, they're going to do that again. Or if it's a quarterly, the first time it's paid, you get 100% back. So, I mean, he's doing some things that are so radical that no business has ever done that I'm aware of. And it doesn't just stop there. If you've got customers that are lined up and waiting, then I think what you're referring to is, and I believe that the number is a good one, the 25% commission from, and it goes every time a payment is made, 25% of that will go into the founder's wallet. So you're looking at some very substantial payouts. Substantial in that I don't know of any other company in the world that pays out that kind of commissions. I don't know of any other company that gives 100% commission back on the first sale just to make sure that you are in the green. And I certainly don't know of any other company in the world that is giving us the amount of benefits as well as the wherewithal to earn even more. Because the bottom line is, if we have been, how do we say, kind, if we've been good, inside of OnPassive, they're not going to be judging, excuse me, they're not going to be judging the effort or perhaps the lack of effort on our part. It's enough that OnPassive is saying, look, we've just spent the last 5 years building this. It's been a long haul. It's been an exciting journey. And you were kind. You were nice enough that you bought into the vision at some level, and you didn't disrespect the company. You understand what it stands for, and you're on board with it. And the fact that you're in and that you activated an account, which means that you're subscribing to a product, it simply means, as you had indicated earlier, Waseem, you're in it to win it. And by that, we simply means, as Mr. Mufara said the other night, you're on the inside. You're an insider. You're not on the outside anymore, okay? In short, he's saying if you subscribe to a product, then you're going to get the benefit of the company's efforts commensurate with that particular product, okay? So in the case of OConnect, when we pay for OConnect that first month, that first payment's coming back to us. Now, that may be more than a payment for OTracker, and that's what I mean, commensurate with the product. So whatever you're putting into that product, you're going to get that, and you're going to get more out of it. And moving even a little further into it, the more products you subscribe to, the more you're going to be able to earn, the better off that you're going to be able to be in the long run. And obviously, it naturally follows the more products we subscribe to, the greater our success is going to be. So life is pretty good for us, right? Oh, excuse me. I'm just talking up a
No,
storm and
no
getting
issue,
all
no
my
issue, sir.
throat.
No issue, no issue. So thank you very
Oh,
much,
yes,
sir,
no
for
problem.
this brief answers, and you explained very well. So, sir, we all know you are most handsome founder in On Passive. Uh, if we say Marty is the cutest founder, so you are the handsome founder. So.
Yes.
But I love your dressing sense. I'm watching you from long time when I joined the On Passive. So I remember your last interview, shirt, tie, and always you well dressed. How you do it?
S- Can you say that again?
How you do it? I love your dressing sense. How you maintain this dressing sense? For us, very difficult. Every time maintain the well dressed. We
I think you're asking me how I maintain
Yeah.
how I
Your
am
dressing
with
sense. Your
Unpassive.
dressing sense. Yes,
Okay.
he's saying that your dressing sense is very good. As we know that Marty is the cutest founder. You are the you're the well dressed person, well dressed and smart, handsome founder in on passive. Yes.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. You know, one of the things that I learned early on with Unpassive, and it's stuck with me. It's at my core. Excuse me. It was the understanding that Mr. Mufara's heart, um, that is at the basis, that's at the core, that is what is driving everything that we've seen from day one when he wanted to just do that small marketing platform. He wanted to make a difference. And then when he saw the momentum of what had started, then he started changing the vision. The vision grew. The more momentum we got, the bigger the vision got. And the bigger the vision got, there were several times where he had to stop and back up and or change directions or change trajectory, if you will. Um, Throughout each and every one of those changes, the biggest of which, by the way, came between the first quarter of 2019 and the second quarter of 2020. That was when Mr. Mufara was really setting the stage and getting the dynamics of the company in place so that he could build upon that. But regardless of all the changes, everything that happened, every time they had to stop, every time they had to put more money into it, every time they had to change buildings, as you know, they went from uh, um, Calcutta to Bangalore to Hyderabad, and obviously we've opened up in Dubai and the UAE and Egypt and Singapore, and we're global, right? But throughout every one of those changes, all of these massive things that have happened, the one thing that has remained true and steadfast is Mr. Mufara's heart to do what's right because it's right, and to make sure that what he's building does not subscribe to common corruptive value within business. And that's how when he came up and said, hey, we are the correction to the corruption. And he wasn't specifically talking about governments or quasi-governmental agencies. He's talking about the greed that you find in everyday online business and business in general, where it's all about me, instead of focusing our thoughts on others rather than self. His heart has always been to serve others and to lift others up and to bring others up to the same level that he himself is at. And I think that part of my whole paradigm for On Passive is exactly that. I try not to get caught up in, wow, yeah, Jeffrey's going to be pretty rich. I keep telling my wife she is going to make an excellent, wealthy woman. I mean, she's already an excellent woman. And when I put wealth in there, look out, world, because she's got heart the size of Texas, and I'm loving it. But the big picture here for On Passive and the founders is our ability to use the opportunities and the potential earnings of On Passive to lift those around us, to reach out and help those that are less fortunate. to reach out not only into our own communities across the street or down the street, but into our states, into our countries, into other countries. I mean, I would love to go to Haiti and put in a whole lot of underground solar powered water wells just so they could have water, dotting where people wouldn't be walking for days for water. Same thing with sustainable energy. Or maybe somebody's got teaching, or maybe somebody wants to do whatever it is, wherever their heart is. You look at Chris. Chris got a heart for the homeless, right? You look at things that Marty might want to do, or anybody else within the founder base, or even outside of the founder base. Where is your passion at? Mr. Mufar's vision has given us the ability to at least potentially find our passion, fund our passion, and make that passion known to the world. So that's kind of where I'm at, is look at all the good that's coming out of this, and how can we all help each other do what is right and good to lift everybody and make the world a better place.
Great,
Right.
sir. Great. I think you have
Thank you very much, sir.
you are a great teacher. I think you can make us, you made us understand so well whatever the essence of the company is, and how Sir Ash feels, and what his vision is. You just uh, brought it in a nutshell, and we know that it is a very very broad vision, and endless discussions. It takes endless discussions, but you have explained it so well that we just got that idea pretty well. So I think I should, Wasim Sawant, should I go ahead with the
Yes.
next question?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I just want
Before
to ask.
before you before I over to you, the questions,
Mhm.
I want to say that thank you very much. You always appreciate me in. I remember when I upload your video of mindset,
Oh yes.
and I put the picture of a puzzle, one piece missing, and you, I
Oh,
think you were very creative, and you gave me compliment. And recently, I conducted Independence Day webinar, and you made a video for me. Thank you very much, sir. And I
Absolutely.
miss you in
it
webinar.
was it was a great video, sir.
It
It
was
was
great
very
video,
nice.
sir.
I really
Thank you very
appreciate.
much. Thank you very much, sir. Over to Aisha.
Okay, so I think you have and you have a very deep insight into whatever has happened in this whole on passive journey. We know that you are just like, I think, the uh, founders. You have the you. I think you are from. I think from the beginning, you know what Sir Ash is doing, what his vision was, and you were just uh, taking that path. You hand walked with him, as we can say. So we know that company's first disruptive AI product is about to go commercial, and we are in this exciting scenario nowadays. And what's unique about this product and its potential impact? How do you see this product changing the landscape of its target industry? Yes, the first product are O Connect.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, Connect. That's. I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that's, as Mr. Mufara has said, that's imminent, meaning it's just about to happen. One moment.
Yeah.
Excuse me. O Connect. Again, for those that may not, I'm going to start right at kind of at the beginning. I'm not going to get too carried away with it, but O Connect is a video conferencing. It's a web platform for video conferencing. Um, it's tied into the beauty of O Connect. There's several. Man, which one do I go with first? Right. Um, at face value, O Connect is going to provide anyone that needs it, anybody that needs it, a platform that is affordable and is cutting edge And on top of those two things, it is also feature or functionality rich. Now, by that, I simply mean that right now you have web conferencing platforms, you have tools and resources out there. There's several of them. None of them, or I'll say all of them, are much more expensive than OnPassive's OConnect is going to be. He has come right out and said that our first version of it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, not for founders, but just commercially available, I think for a couple $100 a month or 250, something right in there for 10,000 users. Okay. That is clearly less than 10%, less than 10% of cost of the major one that's out there, because for 10,000 people, I could say that there is a platform out there charging $2,500 a month. Ludicrous. That is absolute. I mean, that's highway robbery. I don't care how you look at it. You know, for a while, OnPassive was paying 10 grand a month to use their platform. And now we've got a platform that not only works better, is more cutting edge, is easier to use, is much better to work with and to look at, has a lot more features and functionality, but it's less than 1/10 the cost of the most expensive one out there that I'm aware of. So, I mean, right off the bat, if you've got a company or an individual that's spending 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 a month on web conferencing, you just went from that number down to 250 or less. That is phenomenal. So when you talk about what are the advantages of OConnect, I mean, that's the first one. Now, secondarily, when you start talking about some of the things that are inside of it, like the auto language translations, right? And some of the avatars that are going to pop up where I can be talking to you in English, you can be hearing me in Hindi or any other language, and then it can automatically translate right back whatever you say via whatever,
Yes.
so that I can, again, if you're talking to me in Hindi, I can hear it in English. Or that in itself is mind blowing. But when you consider the connectivity of it and how you can hear and listen to your own language in your own dialect in real time, and there's text to speech and speech to text and all of those other things, as well as all the emojis and the dual screen sharing and just the whiteboard. I mean, everything that just makes it a phenomenal product. But when you take that one product and you say, guess what? It is also AI driven and is automated and is part and parcel of the digital ecosystem within OnPassive. It now becomes one component of a digital ecosystem with 30 or 40 or 50 components in it that now they're all tied together. So now you can do, I mean, you can run things across different platforms because it's a web app. You can also use it for teaching and tie it in with Academy. Or, I mean, there's just so much now that opens up that we're able to do through that one product, because now you have access to so many other things simply because you have the access to that one. And that digital ecosystem that we talk about, it's only got a single sign-on. So when you register to get access to that ecosystem, then you've got access to a whole lot more than just one product. Now you've got something that you can build your business around that's automated, driven by AI, cutting edge, will never get fallen behind because it's always going to be upgraded, and it's specifically developed. It's integrated in with the rest of the stuff that we have. So you now got a one size fits all, or actually everything is under one roof. So you don't have to go anywhere to get anything else. So when you talk about that one product, OConnect, by itself, it will blow your mind and it'll really help your business. But when you add what's connected to it and how its whole connectivity within the digital ecosystem is to your advantage because of all the other things that you're going to be using it for, whether you're talking about graphics or whether you're creating videos with those, or whether you're talking about the teaching either at a doctorate level or even at a hobbyist level, whether you're talking about anything you want to do, because that digital ecosystem is an abbreviated internet. It has everything in it that you'll need for any online presence. And O Connect, though a flagship product and a big part of that, is just one part of that. So when you get that, you're tying into a whole lot more.
Superb, sir. Excellent, sir.
Sir, I
Definitely,
must say, you should start some training sessions like Francis
yes,
Day.
yes,
You
yes.
should. You
And
are very
and
good. Yeah, you
and
explain it
Aisha,
very well.
and Aisha, we know Jeffrey sir is not well and he's coughing. So we invited a surprise doctor for him. So I'm going to invite Dr. Bill William. Hello, sir.
Hello,
Doctor.
welcome, welcome.
So
Yeah.
we give you a break for a while. So hello, sir. Okay, how are you?
Hey, Jeffrey, good to be with you today. Ayesha and Waseem, great to be with Pakistan today.
Thank
My
you.
heart's in Pakistan often, and I definitely enjoy being here to. Let's do a roast on Jeffrey today.
Well, you could start with the fact that my mind gets going, and sometimes I kind of veer off topic, but we try to pull it back together. And what I say, going around my elbow to get to my thumb. So you're very gracious. I appreciate that, Waseem and Aisha. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome,
And
sir.
Dr.
No,
Bill, obviously, it's good to see you, my brother. I miss talking to you. Thank you.
yep,
Jeffrey sir,
yep.
did you like surprise?
Yes, very much, very much. Dr. Bill and I actually go back quite a ways, and he has been a great inspiration to me, and he has been dare I say, a stabilizing factor within some of the things that I do within OnPassive. So my hat is always off to him, and much respect to you always, Dr. Bill. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Sir, I
Jeffrey.
like. Sir,
Is,
I
is
love. I
not,
love. Yes, I love
Yes.
your podcast and you invite influencer and that's amazing. You do quality. I think quality. You are doing quality job. So hats off to you. Thanks for this
Jeffrey?
amazing life.
Yeah, Jeffrey and
Yeah.
I walk the same path. We pretty much enjoy being Southern gentlemen. In other words, we don't say a lot sometimes, but we mean what we say.
Amen.
We
That's a good one.
we've
Yeah.
always
Okay.
gravitated
Yes.
toward the
Okay.
same things. So I call Jeffrey one of my true brothers. On passive, at least one that I know the best. That's the key. If you know somebody, then you're worthy to call them a brother. I don't use the term brother lightly. You know,
Mhm.
if I have a brother, that means that they're in family. And so that's kind of where I draw the line of saying everybody's my brother, but there's certain ones that are true brothers and they have your back. And that's one of the things about On Passive. If you find people that have your back, and it's important that we trust those people. And I've always trusted Jeffrey to give me all the straight. And he's got titles. One of the things people don't always know about Jeffrey is he assumes titles and performs. I'm not saying you're a circus monkey. No. I'm saying that you take on the mantle of what people expect and you deliver. So, early on you were the documentarian and you became the historian. After many years of seeing it, you reported it. So you became the historian of On Passive. You were the professor. A lot of people look at you as a smarter guy than the average bear. And I think that's true. You're the wordsmith. You craft your message. A lot of people will speak off the cuff, and every now and then they'll drop a gem. You, on the other hand, create gems and hand them out to people.
Wow.
It's a different way of acting and talking, and it's just a wordsmith is a different person. I mean, we go back in history and we quote the works of Shakespeare or Homer, Socrates, because they were wordsmiths and left us a legacy that we could remember and be wiser for knowing what they said. But if you went back and took the words from As the World Turns, The Edge of Night, some of the more recent soap operas, a lot of people live in the soap opera of the world. And I always enjoy living with Socrates and Aristotle and those myself. So I think I would say that, Jeffrey, you're the philosopher. You picked up the mantle of philosopher. And when people don't understand things, you become the great explainer. And so you do a lot of explainer videos. Before there were cartoon explainer videos, there was Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I think he's become a highly requested seminar or webinar speaker. People clamor to get you on the screen. Obviously, look, Waseem had to beg you to come on, I'm sure.
Waseem's my buddy. No, he doesn't have to beg me at all.
But your schedule was so tight, you had to fit him in, right?
Well, yeah, we always have to fit stuff in. My granddaughter takes more time than. Well,
Yes.
Family is important. You're also the Ash echoer. You're always on track, and you echo what Ash's sentiments are. You don't typically go off track and pontificate on your own thoughts.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Now, when we met together for the first time live in the Boston Leadership Council meeting, the 30 or so that got together to do the great launch from the Burj Khalifa that day, that's where I met you in the airport, and it was a great reunion of people who only had known each other on internet Zooms and whatnot. So we really had a fun time meeting that first day and sitting and chatting. And so, Chris Johnson was there and so many others, Susie, but Jeffrey stood up to me. And so that's kind of where we formed one of our most. I think he flies higher and sees further than many. He's got a 30,000-foot view of ONPASSIVE. So if you need to bounce off Jeffrey, it's going to have a lot of gravitas to it. He's a dreamer. He's quite centered. He's gracious, humble, observant, trustworthy. So you could name all the things that a Boy Scout is. That's Jeffrey. But mainly, I call you a friend next door. You're just up the road in North Carolina, and I think you're not stuck in one place either. You have more recent interests that you're exploring as you're waiting for the great release of All Connect. Like you're getting into the neural nets, the sustainability issues, water for everyone, energy independence, human connectedness, higher consciousness. So. If I had to really nail it down as to who you are, I think you're an alien. You're not like the rest of us on this earth. You've come from another planet, and we finally figured out who you are.
Secrets out.
Elon Musk is getting a rocket ship ready that sends you back to Mars, is my opinion. No, we're glad to have the opportunity to roast my buddy, Jeffrey Morlock.
Wow. That was
Awesome, sir.
unexpected.
Awesome.
Really golden words for you, Sir Jeffrey. And I think everybody would want to be roasted like that. I think that's the good way of roasting. That's the best way of roasting.
Yeah. I thought roasting. I mean, the word by itself it sounds painful. Dr. Bill, you weren't painful at all.
Yeah,
You were really accommodating. Thank you.
I have a title of the nice roaster, the compassionate roaster.
I like that.
It was compassionate roasting. Yeah, really.
Calling you a Martian is the worst I can go.
Yes.
If you ever saw My Favorite Martian, the TV show,
I did.
you remember the evil guy, Doctor somebody or Mister somebody,
No.
and he was the guy who was always trying to get the robot to go off with him and leave the spaceship. You got to review that show because I hate to say it, but you look like that evil guy.
I've probably been called worse, so I'm not going to sweat the load too much.
He was a famous actor, so he may be famous in many ways.
You reminded me when you said alien. I think of the little Bugs Bunny, little green with my disintegrator. The little guy there with his gun.
Yep. Well, we're glad you're of Earth now. You're making a good difference here on this planet.
Well, I certainly appreciate that, Doctor, very, very much, and I appreciate you being here. And well, this is an unexpected pleasure, Ayesha and Waseem. I've enjoyed.
Yes,
this.
it was a very very nice and sweet surprise, and I always admire Dr. Bill Williams, and we have a great doctor.
Yes.
He's the best doctor from
Yeah.
the 100 doctors. He is the best one, and the top doctors. He is.
And Jeffrey sir, you needed doctor today.
Yeah, no, but he's a dentist by
Right,
profession.
I get
Sir,
talking.
we don't. Yeah,
I get talking and I go 100 miles a minute. And next thing I know, my voice is like, so, but I'm fine. It's just a little scratchy.
but I also
And
think I think that after so much roasting, sir, I think he's eligible to come in your podcast now. You have to invite him for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Turnabout's fair play, right?
You betcha. But I'm
Sir,
loving
I
this.
Sir, I love your post 10 reasons to join on passive.
Oh yes.
Say that again.
10 Dr. Bill Williams post 10 reasons to join on passive. So
10 reasons. Okay.
10
reasons to
top
join
top
on
10
passive.
reasons to join
Yeah.
ONPASSIVE. You saw those, did you, Jeffrey?
I have not seen recently. I mean, I did a video on the top 10 not terribly long ago, but there's lots of different reasons.
but it's not
You
this
know-
video. It's
One of the things that when excuse me, when we look at what you look at the overreaching activity of ONPASSIVE lately, especially. I mean, ONPASSIVE has spent millions upon millions for us, right? I mean, look at the experiments, the branding, the live events, thousands of hours of talking about our journey and explaining and supporting Mr. Mufar's vision, all the different breakthroughs, the major partnerships. I mean, look at Dubai alone, right? The marketing campaigns, each and every one of these, all built on each other to drive the momentum to make us what we are right now. And every one of these had come and culminated into this precipice on which we tilt, waiting for O Connect to come in, right? And it was all of these things that took our heart, our beliefs, our patience, the stamina. I mean, years of this, right? Certainly resilience. I mean, Mr. Mufar's resilience in particular, right, has brought us to this precipice where we're just about ready to tip right over. And as soon as O Connect launches commercially, that's pushing us over the edge. And the result is that ONPASSIVE is in a very unique position right now, as Mr. Mufar said the other night, to very fairly share its efforts, its success with those that it deems, as Mr. Mufar says, deserving or qualified. And he actually qualified that by saying, by what I mean by deserving is something that reflects the good behavior of regarding our involvement with ONPASSIVE. In other words, if we've been kind and we haven't been doubting and we haven't been naysayers, irregardless of our effort or lack of our effort, irregardless of all that, if we've been a good steward of what ONPASSIVE has been trying to do, then he's saying, you know what, you're in it. You're in it to win it. And because you're in it, you're not on the outside, and we're going to take care of you and help you along simply because you weren't against us. I mean, it wasn't enough that maybe you actually did some effort and you grew and you shared. But even for those that didn't, like you were saying earlier, if you had no marketing experience and knew how to do nothing, if you didn't go against us, you still win. So, I mean, that's just heart. That's all there is to it. And you got to love it. You got to love where Mr. Mufarris put us in all this. And I can't wait for OConnect to hit the commercial markets.
I've got a point of view of what you're talking about, Jeffrey. The goodness of Ash's heart, it shows up in his setup of how we should get in and use the products, but use the system more than the products. Yes.
And it's been that heart that's been the stabilizing component of everything all the way through the last 5 years, even moving forward. You're right. Yes.
If you look to the top 10 reasons to get in, and I posted them over on the chat, so if it's available to be seen, there it is. And it's like, number one, you got to join for free. Then you got to use the free products. Then you got to use free trials of the paid products. Then you got to it's free to be an affiliate. And it's the lowest cost. And it's the highest value. And it's the 100% commission on the first sale. And it's 25% commission on every sale after that. And it's unlimited income. And the bottom line is everyone wins. And that's kind of the 10 top reasons for the simple person to read it and go, well, I don't see a downfall to any of that. What's the catch? No, there is no catch. It's goodness of heart that brings you in, and it's his goodness of heart that keeps you sustained. Now, I have a point of view I want to explain. When I was managing and working and teaching dentists how to be better, I always told them this: you can't save yourself into wealth. You can only produce yourself into wealth. There's only so many percentages of your overhead you can cut off, but there's no top to how much you can earn by producing more. So if everybody that's out there is so focused on saving money, trying to cut expenses, they're just going to be a miserable person.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to get on top of the real lifestyle that they want. They're only going to rise to the level of, I feel better today than I did yesterday, but tomorrow I'll feel just as bad. But if you become a producer, one who creates value, then there's no top that you can't reach. And so that's what I'm always predicting for people to do, is unleash their mindset to think about, how can I become a limitless capacity thinker, a tip top, like Ash. If you reach the top, where do you go? The new top. You invent a new top. And we can tell people that's the approach that we want when they come in as an affiliate. I mean, as a user, it's not just to get a great value, which is good, but it's also to look at the affiliate button and understand that beyond saving money on the value of this product, you can reach a new top by just pushing that affiliate button. That is a real lack in our lexicon sometimes, that we don't understand. The people that don't jump forward very fast, they don't understand that point, that affiliate means instant access to the top. In most companies, it's not true.
Right.
Once you get to be an affiliate, all you do is sit around looking at other affiliates going, how do you get off the bottom?
Got to work harder.
Yeah, they got to go to work. Well, we're not talking about going to work and ONPASSIVE. We're talking about getting on the train and riding while somebody takes you there.
Amen.
That's my story. I'll stick to it for as long as I can.
Yeah, well, no, I agree with you. And a part of that, a big part of that is finding your purpose, Because if you don't know what your purpose is, you're going to be floundering all over the place, grabbing at anything, grabbing at straws, whatever it is that makes you happy. Excuse me. When you find your purpose, then that's your passion. That's your true north, as we say. And by finding that, you then say, wow, if this is what really jazzes me up, how do I do that? Now you've got a whole digital ecosystem of dozens of avenues that you can test to see which one is going to take you to where you want to go. And each and every one of these resources that ONPASSIVE makes for us, each one of those can become a income stream, a revenue center, if you will. That's the beauty of what ONPASSIVE has done here. I mean, it doesn't, the more you subscribe to, the more potential you can earn, simply because each one of those will become a revenue center for you. And when you're not worried about, feeding your kids and putting food on the table or paying the electric bill, it's amazing where your heart goes. It automatically goes out to others. It goes away from self and goes to others. And that's the beauty of what we're trying to do here with the whole lifting of humanity. And that's raising everybody, raising everybody. So absolutely, man. Good reason right there.
People in ONPASSIVE should be afraid. They should have fear, not fear of failure, not fear of doing too much work or being required to do too much work. No, they should have fear of success. What in the heck are you going to do with all that money? It should be a healthy fear. Like the good book says, you should fear God. Well, you fear him because you respect him. Well, we should respect ONPASSIVE for what it's going to do for us. And fear of authority, because it's ruling over us properly, you fear it because you want to maintain order. You want to do what's right by people. And that's the fear factor that we're talking about with ONPASSIVE, is fear doing too well and you don't know how to manage the wealth. Well, we talked about that the other day on the Bangladesh webinar, actually, is how do you sustain this transition and cope with transition into wealth. And we had a whole 2 hours on that from a panel. So it's always valuable to look ahead and to try to put a salve on the fear factor so people don't worry, because a lot of people worry about what's coming. Well, that's pretty much.
You bring up a good point. When you think about the word fear, especially when you use it in the biblical context, a lot of times what they were referring to was not necessarily something you're afraid of because of the potentiality for harm, but it was more of an awe of it, in that the fear of God is beginning of knowledge or wisdom. It's just understanding the awesomeness of everything that's going on. If we looked at everything going on with ONPASSIVE, it is absolutely something very, very awesome that is going on. And for us to be able to look at it with the understanding that there is more than, as Mr. Mufari has said, there's more than enough abundance and wealth to go around. It's out there. We just need to find a distribution way for it. ONPASSIVE is that distribution mechanism. And there's going to be a lot of people right now with more money than they've ever had. Now, whether that means that they're earning $3,000 a month as opposed to $500 a month, or whether it means they're earning $100,000 as opposed to $10,000 a month, it's still more than what we're used to. So it is very wise counsel, Dr. Bill, for you to be saying we need to look at wealth management, because there is going to be a time where we will fit that description of wealth. Whereas right now, Jeffrey Morlock may not be wealthy. In 6 months, 8 months, or a year, he could very well be very wealthy, in which case I don't want that wealth to destroy me. I don't want it to overtake me, and I don't want it to cause me more harm than what was intended by the abundance that Mr. Mufar wants to give us. So thank you for bringing that up.
It's good
Thank
to
you,
be
sir.
here with
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Yeah, very very informative discussion, sir. And I know that whatever you've said, this all the time which we have the past which we just see the people who are worrying about whatever is happening and why it's being late. I think that time they should more be focused on what to plan ahead, to what to do after commercialization, after the products come. So I think better late than never. We can already we can see that, and we can plan it still, how to manage wealth, and what commissions are going to come, and how we should purchase the products, and how we should plan out, uh, pave the way ahead. So that's the thing we should focus on. And no worries about those people who don't have any members or downlines. I think everyone is safe, and everyone has been taken care of, as our CEO said. So we are in safe hands. We should not be worried about these things. That's for sure. So uh, thank you, sir. Bill, I know that you have a very very tight schedule, and you took out time for our session, and we really really are honored by your presence.
Very
Thanks
much,
a
sir.
lot. So, Sir
Thank you.
Waseem, do you want to ask something? Yes.
No, you are doing very well, and actually, I thought I should give break to Jeffrey sir because he was coughing and he needed doctor. So I immediately invited a doctor, Dr. Bill Williams. So he's happy now, and and no cough.
No
We
coughing
can't
now.
see no cough. Yes, yes, yes. Cough is
Good to
far
be.
away.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Say.
Thank you,
So,
sir. Thank you.
thank you, sir. So, and over to
So
Aisha.
it was great to have him. Yeah, it was great to have him, and he's really whatever he said, they were truly golden words from him. They were really
Yes,
nice. Yeah.
yes,
and
yes,
uh, and I think as good as he knows Sir Jeffrey, uh, he's a gem of a person. He portrayed him very well as he is. I'm sure
yes.
he knows him well. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So
Dr. Bill and I spend quite a few times on the phone and going back and forth, and I do admire him. He is
mhm,
a very successful man in his own right, and I've got a lot of respect for him.
mhm.
Yes, it's great.
Is
So,
okay. So
next,
um So could we just have a little one or two questions which were not asked? I think we should probably go ahead with them. Okay, so I just want to know about if you have an idea, what steps have been taken to make sure that the products aligned with the needs of potential users in our company? Can you elaborate about?
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow, man. First of all, that is the entire reason for the creation of OnPassive, is to make a platform that is accessible and affordable and usable to the masses because of the garbage that is out there right now. Everything that has been made, every idea that has been developed, every invention that has made its way from the minds of our developers onto the into the physical products or into the digital products has all been made with that one thing in purpose, and that is to help to provide the masses with abundance so that we don't have to worry about ourselves. In excess, we can now use that abundance to help people all the way around the world, all over the world. Now, every digital product that we have in the ecosystem has been built with the user in mind. First of all, by ease of use. It's got to be easy to use. It's got to be simple to use. It's got to be, can't give you headaches looking at it. That's why he's got all these nice pastel, beautiful colors. It's got to be affordable. That was primary in his whole outlook was it's got to be affordable. People can't afford to pay what they're paying now. So it's got to be affordable. It's got to be easy to use. It's got to be okay to look at for a long period of time. So the colors have got to be right. It's also got to have in it what you need. That's why we don't say ONPASSIVE is a duplicate internet. No, we say it's an abbreviated internet. But within our ecosystem is every product that you need for an online business presence or an online presence, period. It doesn't have to be business. You can be an enthusiastic hobbyist, somebody that likes to make paper dolls, and we've got programs that will help you do that. We've got educational programs. We've got graphics programs. We've got video programs. We have also, you can turn it into a business with business plans and human resource. If you want to be a hobbyist, pick your hobby and go. We got stuff to help you with it. Okay, so all the features too and the functionality has got to be something that you need, not a bunch of superfluous. We don't need this stuff or we don't need that. So what we've got here is a complete system that is based on what is needed, what is easy to use, what is affordable, and what is integrated is all into one spot. So it's easy to access for the user. Everything we've done has been for the user. So yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, and well said, sir. You made it very clear. Yeah, it was great. So yes, so Waseem?
So next,
Okay. Yeah, over to you.
so should I? So sir, it's
Yeah,
a
there were some
simple.
messages. There were some messages about yeah when Dr. William was here.
Yes,
Uh, Sir Sir Sabs was saying that fear the yeah he
self
was
medical
saying feel the fear and do it anyway. Suzanne Jeffers, the book we all should read.
should
Okay,
read.
that's good.
That's good.
So nice.
That's good.
And yeah,
Santhia Daring here.
yeah. Everyone is
Thank you very
loving your
much.
answers, sir. Yeah, your explanation. I must say that
Yes,
you are an
a
army
lot of
man slash great teacher slash a great marketer.
Thank you.
It explains you well. Yes. So
yes, yes.
okay. So we would, do you have any advice if to offer to individuals considering a career in AI or technology after military service?
Uh, yeah, be very careful. Be very careful, especially if you're a developer, what kind of development you get into. Um, my overreaching advice is if it makes mankind better, go for it. But if you're involved in AI development that is solely for selfish or greedy purposes,
Mhm.
or is simply a mechanism through which we can achieve greater transhumanism and things of that nature, stay away from it. Stay away from it and get into a new field. There's two different ways you can go with AI, and there's a lot of different philosophies about it. But in short, if you're able to develop AI in a way which is beneficial to mankind and doesn't lead to an Archon AI type, stick with it. But if you're getting in where all of your efforts is simply to outdo the next guy, and you're worried about, gee, if I stop doing this, Facebook's not going to, which means I'm going to fall behind. You're in it for the wrong reason. So be careful. Be careful.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
yes.
right. So, another thing, based on your experience, sir, what qualities are important for the successful adoption of disruptive technologies?
What qualities do we need for the adoption
Yeah, what
of?
qualities?
Can you
Disruptive
read?
technologies.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
What qualities? Yeah, yeah, okay. Based on your experience, what qualities are important for the successful adoption of disruptive technologies?
Oh, disruptive. I thought you said
Disruptive.
destructive, and I'm like,
No, no, no,
oh man, I
disruptive.
don't want
Yes.
to go
Yes.
there. Okay, disruptive technologies.
Disruptive.
Oh man, what qualities? Open mindedness. I mean that to me is first and foremost. Look at on passive. On passive is the epitome of disruptive technology, and a lot of folks when they look at this, the word disrupt or the adjective disruptive, they automatically jump to a negative connotation of it, which simply isn't the truth. Disruptive simply means it is shaking things up and it's making you look at things a different way and it's taking us down another path. Now there are disruptive technologies that could be bad, but I don't see any of them. I mean, OnPassive has only very good, very well intentioned disruptive technologies. And they're all, every one of them are disruptive in that the technology is better than what's out there. The technology is AI driven, so it's automated, which means it's, again, better than what's out there. It's going to be less expensive than what's out there. It works together. It's been all written, coded. It's owned by AI, by OnPassive. Even the AI they've written is owned by OnPassive, so they don't have third party people they're beholding to that have any say in the company or the direction it goes. So I mean, when you talk about disruptive technology, you talk about on passive, because everything on passive is doing is saying, look, there's a better, more effective way to do what is being done, and we're going to show it to you. We're going to make it available to you, and if you want, come join with us. We're going to help you along. You're going to be able to benefit from our efforts. If you don't, fine. Go do what you want to do. We're not trying to compete against you. We're just showing you a better way. I mean, in the beginning of that ebook that I wrote so long ago, when it talks about Buckminster Fuller, and he says, in order for us to, basically what he said is, look, if you've got a bad system out there, dogging that system isn't going to help you. You need to build a better system that people go to and they will forget about the old system. That is exactly what OnPassive has done and is doing and will continue to do. And the whole basic premise is simply this: it is disruptive to the entire economy when you have a company that steps out and says, I know what to do that is right, and I'm going to do it because it's right, and I'm going to do it for the benefit of the greater good and not for personal gain. That is a disruptive mentality, and that's a disruptive idea, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And that's where OnPassive got its roots, from the heart of Ash Mufara, that said, I'm tired of being stepped on, I'm tired of being lied to, I'm tired of being cheated or stolen from. We're going to do something better. And that's where we're at. And that's why I love OnPassive as far as all its disruption.
Great, sir. Sir, last question. Sir, mostly founders ask these questions. So we all know our first product is coming in $125 per month. We know the price, and 10,000 attendee, but they don't use O Connect too much. So they ask how we can utilize O Connect in our benefit. So can you suggest anything?
Sure. Connect again. how do you use WhatsApp? How do you use any social media? Your Facebook or Telegram or Instagram or Zoom, Blue Jeans. How do you use anything?
Hmm.
Um, for you to sign up and get access to the free O Connect, use it for friends and family. You know, maybe you've got a club, you know, that a gardening club. I mean, you can use O Connect for anything you want to, but it can also be scaled for as big as you want to go. I mean, I don't know that Mary Kay is going to be able to use it for 1.5 million of their multi-level marketing affiliates anytime real soon. But I mean, Mr. Mufar has already said, look, the first paid version, the first leg of this thing coming out is going to have 10,000 as a cap. We've already surpassed the next line of it, 40,000. We're working on 100,000. Nobody's even close to that. But if you've got no real, I mean, that's like me. I don't do, as a general rule, I don't do webinars. I don't get on and do my own webinars. There's enough people out there doing. Look at the beautiful job you're doing, right? I don't need to jump into that field or that space. There's a lot of people like me that don't need to do that. But I do have a son in California, and I've got another son in Virginia, and I've got one 2 hours west of me, and I could very easily send them a link and say, hey, we're going to have a little bit of a family meeting here. Log on to this here, because they're all members of ONPASSIVE, which means they're all got their own ecosystem, which means if I send them a link, they're going to automatically be able to jump right on OConnect, and I'm going to be able to share grandkids. I'm going to be able to share face-to-face values, updates to family, things like that. So, I mean, whether you're using it for a boyfriend, girlfriend, get-together, date night, when maybe both of you are sick, but you still want to see each other, or whether you've got 100,000 people in a business, that is the scalability and the beauty of OConnect. You're not just logged in. Whatever your mind can conceive to use it for, you can use it for it. I mean, you can stream other things on it, through other things that we have, platform to platform. So if you want to stream live over YouTube or Facebook or any of the other social medias, I mean, you're only limited by your imagination. And that was part and parcel to the reason it was developed. So that, again, getting back to the user, Ayesha, where you said, well, was the user, you know, what did we have in mind for the user? Total versatility, right? We want total functionality, and we want a lot of different ways to use the same thing in whatever way you can come up with. So if I'm taking and I'm doing a webinar or Connect, I can now stream that over multiple platforms, whereas I couldn't do that before. The other ones won't let you do it. And not to mention the fact that, again, with the user in mind, this is something that is huge. Not a lot of people talk about. ONPASSIVE does not collect your personal information. It won't ever sell anything that's remotely close to personal information. It's just not something they do. It is wrong, it's unethical, and they know it. There is no other company on the planet. These big techs, right? Big tech, that's their bread and butter. They will sell you out in a minute and do it multiple times. You don't believe me? Log on and create an account on Facebook. Give them your phone number and watch the number of marketing calls you get over the next few days. I'm telling you, it's sickening. ONPASSIVE doesn't do that, and they won't do that. So I'm sorry, that was a little freebie.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful session. I really enjoyed it, and surprise entry of Dr. Bill Williams. So it was amazing. So we should close this session now. It's too much time. So we close this session to this word. We are so in it to win it. So please
Sir,
share.
I just want to say something that
Yes, yes,
uh, we today our session was excellent because of you, and because of your with your extensive knowledge, you have seasoned it
yes.
very well, and we really appreciate it very much. Thank you, sir, and we are looking forward to see you more in our sessions
Well, you
again.
are very welcome. And again, I apologize. I know I was a little late. I was trying to get on at quarter after, then it got to be 20 after, then it was 25. Then I was wigging out trying to find the link, and My apologies.
No,
I'm so
no, no
grateful for this.
formalities, sir. We are. This is a casual talk, and we're not
It's a
so
casual, not
nothing to be apologizing about.
yes.
And thank you, and we appreciate you. It's an honor. It was an honor for us to have you here with us, and it's our pleasure. And we want you more and more, and we want to see you more and more in upcoming webinars also, because I think. You are not a more you're an off-screen person more. I haven't seen you much, but we want to see you more, and we want to listen from you
Yes.
more. Yeah,
Wow.
thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Very
sir. And
welcome. Thank you.
Dr. Bill Williams' comments I want to read. Great to see you all and all your comments on YouTube. Thank you, Dr. Bill. Thank you, Jeffrey sir. We'll see you next in the
Thank you,
discussion.
doctor. Thank you.